Although there were some funny jokes coming from
Of course.
LGBTQ sports Twitter, because they're like, all right, well, actively gay means that there's definitely a opens room for a DMP gay.
What is
then you have questionable gay, probable gay.
This is like active gay.
Yeah.
Assumes there's like an inactive gay. Like
It's like, yeah, when I get
I'm gay, but I'm not active.
There was this one girl
gay, I
that
just
said,
don't get
yeah,
burned.
when I go to parties, I'm passively gay. I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I'm so cold-blooded. I fear nobody, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
But now, let's go into the offseason. Sean Marks now has a full offseason because honestly, this whole team was put together.
Season with us.
It was put together on the fly, right? The Harden trade was made mid-season. The Blake acquisition made mid-season, right?
Yeah.
Now you have
That's
an
the one that I
off-season.
don't give Sean Marks credit for.
What?
Blake.
I mean, well, bought out and it was an easy.
Okay, which
That's what
also
I'm
leads
saying.
me to
I'll give him credit for everything else.
which
Blake
leads
is
me
just
to
like,
another point. Sean Marks was robbed of the
I don't wanna say
executive of the year.
robbed.
He was robbed.
I
He was
don't wanna
robbed.
say robbed.
Robbed.
He was not robbed.
Robbed.
He was not robbed.
How's he not robbed?
He was not robbed.
Tell me,
not
all right.
robbed.
Tell me, all right. Tell me the moves that. And shout out Jones. I'm not taking it away from Jones. I love the fact that a black man got executive of the year.
Hell yeah.
That being said, the moves Sean Marks made were better.
I mean,
This year?
Yes, this
The
year.
James Harden trade?
James Harden trade,
I'm
the
not giving you
the
Blake.
Bruce Brown,
Bruce
Brown trade.
But we don't know how the James
The
Harden
Landry-
trade it really is gonna work out. We don't
we
know.
know how that's going to work
We
out.
don't. Literally, we don't, Justin. We said we knew
For this season. It's
also
only
he
this season.
missed,
It's
like-
not a long-term thing. It's this
No,
season.
okay, but
Yeah,
it's,
I know, but he
this
also
season,
missed a lot of the season.
Oh, boy.
So that's one thing. I listen, I'll give you credit for the James Harden trade. But
Yeah.
at the same time, the thing that skews this and always will skew it,
Yes.
and it's the same thing that skews Coach of the Year.
Yes.
You're literally making the same argument that Suns fans made for Monty winning Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
The expectations are different.
Literally.
The expectations are different. You have KD and Kyrie on your team. Even before the Harden trade, you guys were expected to be a top 3 seed.
If you told me,
See, but here's
That's the thing. The
even
Suns have had
after
no expectations for how many years now?
even after they got Crowder and they got Chris Paul. If you told me at the beginning of the season, now mind you, injuries and all of that has plagued the league.
Yes.
You told me that the Suns are going to be in the Western Conference Finals somehow, I would laugh.
I had them as a 5 seed, the highest.
Now, mind you, I had them as a top 4.
You did.
But still, the Western Conference Finals. If you told me at the beginning of the season the Nets
That
were
they
going
would
to be
sweep the Nuggets.
literally, you told me in the beginning of the season the Nets were going to make the Eastern Conference Finals, I'd be like, oh, they didn't make the finals? Like that is
I think it was yes. Before the Harden trade, when it was just KD and Kyrie.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I told you that from the rip. Even before Harden became part of the team, I told you that.
because when we
gotta
did
be
the
a championship.
expectations, when we did the expectations for this season, it was straight up. That's why he brings up, is this a failure? That was one of the questions he asked you
Exactly.
in the beginning. At what point is like, if you guys don't win a chip, is it a failure? And the
And
answer
I was,
is
and
no.
I was in the, and I,
It's
and
just
I,
you
I
gotta
remember, and
win
I
a
remember
chip in the past couple
before
years.
the Harden thing. Because I remember the expectation thing. Before the Harden thing, I said, no, it's not a failure because it wasn't.
Yeah,
this
you
was
have
going to
a
be our
couple
first
years.
year together. I thought we were
right.
going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that was probably going to be our ceiling.
Right.
So, yeah, to me,
But even-
I
but
expect the
yeah.
Eastern Conference Finals losing to the Bucks, and then
It was either going to be the Bucks or the the
Sixers,
Sixers,
yeah.
and the top 3 was exactly how we predicted, not in any particular order,
Yeah.
but it was Bucks, Sixers, Nets.
That's the thing. The Suns,
But I'm not judging it
Didn't have those
based. But I'm not
expectations.
judging it based off of just the Harden trade
Yeah.
because I'm judging it off of look how instrumental Bruce Brown was for this team, right?
Hell yeah.
Look
Yeah.
how instrumental Landry Shamet was for this team. And also remember, this Nets team was still able to get the 2 seed. Look how many games like you said, James Harden missed a ton of games. Kevin Durant missed a ton of games.
Yeah, but
Kyrie
then you
Irving
can make
went
a more argument for Coach of the
MIA.
Year
Yeah, bro.
than-
Bro, this is.
That's
But I'm
what
saying,
so
but
can
no, but it was
use
the pieces around. But it was the pieces around that picked up the slack. The Jeff Green acquisition, right?
I-
Even if you're not going to give me the Blake
Yeah.
Griffin one, it was all the things outside the Mike James acquisition.
Yeah, bro.
Everything. That's what Sean Marks did. I don't care. Steve
just
Nash was
think-
not a good
Can I-
coach.
can I
it was
get-
the acquisitions.
I
Hold
just
up.
think the
Yeah.
weight that Chris Paul, Jay Crowder, and Torrey Craig, because you forget he's there.
Torrey Craig.
Oh, yeah, Torrey
I did
Craig,
forget
yeah.
The
about Torrey
weight
Craig,
of
yeah.
those 3, I think, hold more than the weight of the role players of the Nets simply because they still have a star to pull them.
But
Like the gravitational pull on the Nets is still way more for your stars, and especially even
the
after
Suns
the
had
Harden.
two stars then.
on top of
How
hiring
is
Monty
that
Williams,
were healthy just about the entire year.
on top of having Monty Williams as a coach. All right, can I give you an analogy? Quick?
Monty Williams is a great coach.
It's a baseball analogy.
Yes.
So a couple years ago, when the Yankees won the most games in the league,
Yes.
a lot of us were saying, "Hey, Aaron Boone. Why isn't Aaron Boone the manager of the year? Because Judge was hurt most of the year, Stanton was hurt most of the year, Gary Sanchez was hurt most of the years, and we got all these young dudes stepping up. Okay, cool. The Twins manager, I'm forgetting his name. He won.
It
Rocky.
doesn't matter,
Bro, the expectations. He's right. It doesn't matter. But the point of what I'm trying to say is that the expectations around the Yankees versus the expectation around the Minnesota Twins, you know what I'm saying, with finishing with very similar records at the end of the season, to me, that's just a case of that. And it's like, it sucks, but that's just what it is, bro.
It's one of those things where it's like you really can make an argument for both. But I just there's no way you can do it without the expectations.
Yeah, but I don't think you can judge executive
sit here
on the same plane as coach.
Because you can sit here and be like, well, the Drew Holiday trade was a great trade.
I don't really think it was a great trade because they're still kind of in the same position they were. It only looks like a good trade is if they make the finals because they're kind of still in the same position they were last year.
I guess we'll see.
This just reminded me how one of the dudes I was talking to was like, they got to stop having PJ guard KD and at least have Drew do it just because he's faster.
But I mean, but KD was abusing Drew like all game, all series. He was abusing Drew. KD was abusing everybody, But
no, PJ Tucker getting fouled out, I was like, man was cooking you regardless. I don't really think it matters if
that's
you
why
win or
it
not
made
right
no
now.
sense when people were like, "Oh yeah, PJ's making KD uncomfortable." I'm like, "Excuse me, scoring 40 points in a game does not seem like he's uncomfortable."
I mean, that's what PJ says his role is at, and we've talked about being an elite defender is about making stars have to work harder for it. But I don't think I don't think KD was uncomfortable at all.
Yep.
I really don't, except for he got hit in the nuts.
Oh yeah,
he did.
The other thing, it's funny that like you're bringing up the fact that this is going to be lost in like history because it's sad that like a performance like those two performances really are, and like you're bringing it up, and I was listening to Ruben's podcast. Shout out to the Hoops and Hefe guys. Don brought up the Mav series where like against the Spurs where they pushed them to 7 and Kawhi won, and like I'm thinking like, I didn't think much of it at that point, and I also like my basketball knowledge at that point isn't what it is now, and they were like that was one of the best coach series, and the only reason we ended up losing was because of a DeJuan Blair suspension. And then what happened?
DeJuan Blair, wow.
Exactly.
No
and then what happened? The Spurs went on a tear and destroyed everyone in their path after that.
yup.
So it's like we're literally just going to be like, if, which I don't think is going to happen. Well, maybe. I mean, it's pretty open right now. If the Bucks end up winning the championship this year, everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, they played. But if they do that, and if that's the most difficult series they had, it might be remembered. His performances will still be lost though, and it's unfortunate. And it's like for the casual fan, that's what it's always going to be. But like to you guys as Net fans,
I think everybody knows that
forever.
if healthy, these guys were getting packed
absolutely.
up in 5.
Oh,
Well, but this is what I'm saying.
but also
is that
you can't make fun of me anymore because you were up 2-0 as well.
you indeed were.
Did we just not talk about context?
I said what I said.
Shannon did say that LeBron never lost a 2-0 series. He did say that shit. And he's not lying either. Sorry.
Does not white LeBron?
Sorry. I'm just.
What happened when LeBron?
All
you know
right,
what?
I'm sorry.
See,
I'm
no,
sorry.
see,
I'm sorry.
see, because it's the same bullshit that they say when LeBron lost to the Warriors. What happened when he lost with Kyrie and K Love? No.
We need to move Lonzo.
Just hit a button. No.
Because Justin is angry, guys.
Oh,
Somebody please give my man some head, because, yeah. In other
Not
news.
you calling him a baby.
Yes, I know. Pistons won the draft lottery.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Listen, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant. That's a nice little.
Oh, man.
It's a nice little. If they can hold on to Jeremy Grant, because I think at this point he's 27.
He
Yo.
just saw it. He's good.
This
yeah,
is-
but that doesn't mean he's 27. He might still want to leave.
So this is.
He's got maybe.
He'll be there.
This
It
is
was
got
a
at least
3-year deal he's on, I think.
4 year
Yo,
He'll
this
be there
is-
for a while.
This is
So
funny.
he has potentially one more big contract.
potentially, depending on what happens.
So the Rockets got the second pick. God damn it, I feel so bad for Steven Silas. I
That's what
didn't
we
know
were
that
saying. We're like, if Rick left last year, Steven Silas would probably be our coach without question.
Kings changed their logo. Did not know that.
They did.
What does it look like?
looks kind of nice. I like it.
Oh yeah, they did that before.
I did.
Wait, let me see.
It's the lion one.
Oh, I thought that's what they were going with.
Yeah,
I
he's
just-
just
I
you know
just-
he's not on social media. You know.
Late to the party. The Warriors have the 7 pick, which is interesting because what you call it? These niggas might be back. We gonna see.
Warriors
You
back.
think they trade
Does
Wiseman?
back.
They got Wiseman back. They gonna get Clay back. The niggas gonna be all right.
Look, man,
What?
we gotta.
What?
Wow.
What are you complaining about?
What do you? I didn't even do anything yet. I didn't even do anything yet to complain for.
Ah, my pussy hurts.
We gotta
Sorry,
take it easy on these
Shark
these,
Week,
on these youngins.
Yeah.
Man, like everybody's already ready to give up on Weissman.
No, my thing is
Why?
not,
I don't know.
You think so?
There's a lot of people
listen,
that
my
want
thing
that
is-
want to give up on Weissman.
My thing is not about giving up. I think it's honestly like Anthony Wiggins getting traded for Kevin Love. I think it's the same shit that Draymond said, where it's like you don't really put draft picks around all-stars. Usually you want more solidified talent. You don't want to wait and see right now.
I get that.
So if you can get him for like I'm not gonna say a star, but like for a really good role player, because his window and Steph's window and shit is not the same.
I get that.
So if you can flip him for like multiple really good role players, you know.
Look, man, who's to say he can't be that? Like,
Oh yeah,
like who's to say he doesn't take a jump next in year 2 or 3 when the window is still open for Steph and Clay and Draymond because they're not, old. What is it? Steph's only
34.
33, 34. All right, he's got at least 2 more. At least 2 more years.
Yeah,
Right?
his legs, he's
if
definitely-
Wiseman, think about how long it took Steph to get good.
But everybody's not the
Well,
same,
but then
right?
again,
Because
Steph
look at
hasn't-
Trey.
yeah.
Like Trey is kind of like Trey has arrived, and he's his
Yeah.
third year, right? Trey's arrived,
Superstar.
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 DeAndre Ayton is
Like
he is right about the
1A,
2018.
bottom 1A superstar.
That's
the
the thing, like
2018
DeAndre.
class really might be one of the
People
draft
are saying
classes in a
DeAndre Ayton's
long
finally
time.
coming into his own, but
Yeah.
it's like DeAndre's been doing this for the last 2 years.
But it was they weren't winning games.
But they
so
weren't
it
winning
doesn't-
games, so it doesn't matter.
And he had the suspension.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I think Weissman, especially because of how well LaMelo and Anthony Edwards played, it kind of put a
Yeah.
damper on like people's thoughts on,
Also
on
different
Weissman.
expectations.
Yeah. But then again, it's like when you're coming into the season, what were the expectations with Steph and even just the roster outside of that, right?
Very
One Tucson, Arizona.
Well, the whole thing was Anthony Wiggins. Some people still think he's good at basketball. Not me.
Damn.
But a lot of people still think he's good at basketball. So he's supposed to have expectations.
But like even so, what
Kelly
are those
Oubre was supposed to
expectations
take a
of
jump?
Steph, Draymond, and Andrew Wiggins?
And Kelly Oubre. Don't forget Kelly Oubre.
Oh, Tsunami Poppy.
Yeah, he was supposed to take a jump.
He was supposed to take the jump.
Yeah.
After how many years in the league? Like Kelly Oubre is who Kelly Oubre is. Like it's not like
Started the season like 40 from 3.
yeah, like
something crazy like that.
and he got better, but like
I'm not even trying to clown something, but I mean like damn,
like that
It's
like
OD.
like realistically that roster was supposed to be where they ended up in the play-in. Like so that's why.
Someone's MVP candidate, but
I mean,
Come on, stop.
It's all right.
Listen.
It's a team game, John.
People's Champ MVP. The
For good- for
we
good
all know what
guys.
the MVP criteria is. Your team has to be
Niggas
good.
was chanting MVP for Julius Randle. All right, like
They were a
niggas
4 seed.
Niggas chant MVP for everybody. Everybody
I'm
gets
not
an
talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that he was top 3 in the freaking things. He should have been on the top 3 ballot.
You know why? Because how many people are dragging Juan Tucson, Arizona?
They didn't even make the
Jordan Poole.
playoffs.
They got in position, kind of.
But they didn't make the playoffs.
I understand
They
that.
didn't.
John, did he
They
win?
were the 8
John,
seed.
did he win?
No.
What? All right, so it doesn't even matter
They
anymore.
should, but still, it's more
Derrick
deserving.
Rose got a vote, John. It
More
doesn't matter.
deserving. It does.
Did you
does.
say he deserved it?
No,
No.
I'm
Oh,
saying
okay. I
no.
thought you said that for a second. I was
the
like,
top
whoa.
3. No, I'm saying he
Can't believe Derrick Rose really got an MVP vote.
Listen, if Julius Randle
It's
was
one
the
of
third
y'all,
person,
and
that
it
would
was
have been better.
because it was one of those Knicks people that
It had
gave
to
it
be
as a
someone who worked
fan
for the
vote.
Post.
Jesus Christ.
Had to be someone who worked for the Post.
Jesus fucking
No,
Christ.
they gave it as a fan vote, and I'm like, what? So we're wasting votes from the media now.
Literally, like, come on, y'all. We have to be smart. They wouldn't like me in the media because I would tell these media people to fuck off. I
Bro,
tell them shit how it is.
Oh, these media people are really like it
All right,
sucks
Russ.
because we don't
It's
have a
just
bias. There's
so
no way to get a
amazing.
non-biased way
It's-
around the shit.
It's so amazing. There's people that have literally never trained to play this sport, but are getting paid so much bread to cover it.
Like, let me ask you a question. Why
I
is it
would
that
like to do that.
I mean, shit, we're doing it for free.
I have a question? Like, how is it that?
But we have common sense. Go ahead.
All right, so like LeBron, right? Second
Yes.
team All NBA, right?
True.
I looked at all his votes. There's a lot of votes there, right? I looked at James Harden, better stats with one less game, right? Not as many votes for the guard, and I get it. Guard was a lot this year, but like, how much do you think the situation in Houston and him leaving played into people giving him a vote for an All-NBA team?
See, I don't want to spend too much time on this because we did it last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, it skews things, and also expectations. That's what always does it.
Bunch of haters.
Yeah.
Because James stacks paper to the ceiling and rhymes on 24s. It's my favorite quote from Boondocks, that episode.
And that's it for us here. Make sure to follow us at Saratobi Sports on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go like us on Facebook. Go follow us or subscribe to wherever you get your podcast because we're there. Please tell a friend because we does this shit. And you guys can follow me on Twitter at Defendant Narwhal. Guys?
Yo, big vibes. Make sure y'all subscribe, dog. Like, yo, we really trying to do this shit. Like, yo, please, if I can quit my job and podcast full time and make money and eventually we get famous, yo, please, like that would be
Should be super lit, bro.
that would be the easier route. You know what I'm saying? We could take Matt along with us, he eventually robs us for some of our money and then, we got to have a dramatic breakup later on.
He owns our masters?
Yes. Straight out of Compton. But yeah, y'all have a good one. Black Lives Matter.
Oh boy, where do I begin? Yeah, as the Miles has said, Black Lives Matter. Also, Ruben wanted me to shout him out on the podcast.
Yeah.
Even though I'm pretty sure you did that earlier. So, yeah, that's.
Was there a particular thing he wanted you to shout out?
No, he just said shout him out. So.
Appreciate you, Ruben.
Yeah. That it is what it is. So, also going part of Trap Hive. Hidari. Traps all 2021, baby.
Yeah, your boy called you out for missing a lot of people in your acceptance speech, I guess.
He did, and there are many that I missed. Sorry, I just don't have the memory of an elephant. So, but yeah, Hidari gets the shout out this week, and you can put that in the thing. Traps all 2021.
I'm not gonna make a TikTok every time you say a new name
Why not?
because you gotta give me something more. It'll get repetitive.
I can't with these people. Haters. Goodbye, everybody.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded. I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down. I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded. I'm so cold.